From hitthatline.com and across all of the ESPN Arkansas platforms, and in association with the Arkansas Sports Network, it's the only in-depth high school sports podcast in the state of Arkansas. It's Primetime Preps. And here's your hosts, Brad Caldwell and Bill Harshaw.
Welcome into a state tournament edition of Primetime Preps. Brad Caldwell, Bill Harshaw here, and man, we've got a loaded show for you today because there's been a lot of things happening. We've got two history makers on the show with us today. We've got Izzy Higginbottom of Batesville, and we've got Joseph Pinion from Morrilton, and both made history in their own ways.
In their own ways, and both were outstanding performances. I was able to see Joseph Pinion in action this weekend. Outstanding performances by the Double Dogs. Would love to have seen Izzy Higginbottom and her 57-point performance.
Yeah.
Man, that was just an outstanding. I saw that come across Twitter, and I thought, whoa.
Yeah, absolutely. We were actually at the Magnolia game versus Berryville. Berryville almost pulled off the upset there, and then we know that Morrilton did pull off the upset by beating Magnolia, knocking them off. 54-game win streak is done there with the Panthers. Of course, the Panthers had a fantastic season. Darian Ford, who's been on the show with us, very, very tough player. I mean, just a fantastic player. And, of course, we know that big-time schools are in on him. They're going to, he's going to be getting quite a bit of attention. But before we get to our show, we want to talk to you about make sure that you subscribe and to Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just search the Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. It's brought to you by Breeden RV Center, family-owned and operated, a no-pressure, laid-back atmosphere, and always home of free maintenance for life. That's Breeden RV Center, and they're sponsoring the podcast network here. I think that's a creation of Ty Richardson's.
Hey, you know what? I would love to have one of those RVs right now to sit
absolutely.
in. We're out here in the sticks, out here, just chilling in the outdoors. It's a beautiful day. We've had a lot of cold weather. We've had a lot of rainy weather.
Yeah.
And today we were like, you know what? Let's just go to the sticks.
Let's do it. And so it's spring day here in Arkansas. I'm getting ready to go to Colorado. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty excited about that. Get a little bit of time away. We won't have a Primetime Preps for you next week because of that, spring break and everything, but we'll come back the following week with Primetime Preps, which will be our final show of the 2020-2021 season. And, Bill, I have to say that I'm so glad that we're sitting here doing this show when we are, because we've sat here and said, will we make it through a football season? Will we make it through a basketball season? Here we are. We've made it through both. We're into baseball. We've got a baseball broadcast today, which will be yesterday by the time this comes out, at Pottsville versus Dardanelle. But just excited, that we've been able to get this far.
Without a doubt. I mean, we've been waiting and wondering all season long on what we were going to do. It's kind of held everything that we had planned up for grabs. It's kind of held that in the balance because we're, trying to plan things out and improve what we do. And over time, it's just like, well, are we even going to have basketball?
Right.
Are we going to make it through football?
Mm-hmm.
What about baseball? And now we don't really have that much of a worry with baseball as much. But this next week will be the final show. Well, the week after next, the next one that we do will be the final one for this season. But stay tuned for a football season. You never know what we're going to bring up.
And, we can go ahead and plug our own stuff as well. We've gotten that permission to do so. So make sure you go like the Arkansas Sports Network. Go follow us on Twitter at ARK Sportsnet. Also,
AR Sportsnet on Twitter.
Oh, that's right. It's Facebook is ARK Sportsnet. Can't get the same things,
Yeah, I know, right?
Anyway, so
that'd be too easy to ask. Right?
And then we also have a tournament challenge that we're doing
right.
on our own sites here, and of course I'm sure that Tommy and them are doing one as well. But you can join all of them because it's that time of year. But anyway, come and like the Arkansas Sports Network on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at AR Sportsnet, and go get in our bracket challenge. We got some cash prizes that we're going to be doing, and we're looking forward to actually breaking it down with what we call every man's bracketologist, Corey Williams. And I promise you this one thing. He watches more college hoops than you do. I promise you. He watches more than anybody I know. So he knows his stuff. We're going to be breaking down every week after every round or after every weekend slot of rounds. So let's say once Monday rolls around, we'll break it down, and then we'll put it out there. And, hey, you may even be able to be a part of that breakdown if you're winning that round.
If you win that round, absolutely. Yeah. Now, here's the thing about that is right now you can go to Arkansas Sports Network and see the broadcast that we had put out yesterday with the bracket challenge, a really nice broadcast that we had put together. And he's going to go down. They're going to break down everything on the bracket. So that'll help you out a lot when it comes to creating your own bracket. Go ahead and watch that, and then as the games begin, keep checking back each week. We're going to have another one for you.
Speaking of that, I'm looking to see where our upload is on that. We'll be premiering that tonight, yesterday, when it comes out. And so, anyway, you could go to the Arkansas Sports Network on Facebook and check that out. But we do have a primetime show for you today. And, we want to recognize who has made it all the way through the brackets, all the way to the state finals. Got a load of schools here represented here on the boys and girls side. On the boys side, you've got 1A Westside Greers Ferry, who hosted the 1A tournament. They end up taking the home court advantage all the way to the state finals, and they'll be taking on a conference foe, Viola. In the 2A, Mariana Lee is a team that was a favorite throughout the year, one that most people thought would win. Caddo Hills is a team, Southwest Arkansas, a team that not a lot of people have talked about, but they played really good basketball this year. In the 3A, Mayflower, we've seen Mayflower ourselves, very, very good basketball team there. Taking on Harding Academy, who's trying to win both the football and the basketball state championships. I've heard that they've got an opportunity on the baseball side of things as well. Morrilton and Mills is going to be one of the most watched games of the weekend, taking each other on Saturday. Mills is one of the defending state champions, and then you've got Morrilton, who knocked off Magnolia with the 54-game win streak there. Bill, we got a chance to see that. It was a fantastic ball game there. I'll tell you one thing I will say about Magnolia, even in a losing effort. 65-55, Morrilton's up late in the game. I tweet you guys, I'm like, this one's over, and then all of a sudden it went from 65-55 to 65-61, just like that. And I was like, whoop, might have spoke too soon, but that's what happens when you've won 54 games in a row. You don't know how to lose. And it does say something about Morrilton as well, because they were able to knock off the Giant.
Absolutely, and watching that game, it seemed like time and time again, you would feel that ebb and flow of the game, and you would feel that, right now Morrilton has control of it, and then just a second or two later, that momentum seems to have completely flipped to the other side, and it was just a well of a game to watch because you couldn't tell. Some of these games you can watch and you can tell. Halfway through the second quarter, you're like, well, yeah, so they've had their control of it. That wasn't the case with this game. They were really going back and forth, battling it out. Darian Ford is an outstanding athlete. His first step is quick as all get out. But you really got to give it up to Morrilton being able to break that streak.
Absolutely. It was fun to watch. It was a good tournament over there at Morrilton. They did a great job hosting that tournament. 5A, Jonesboro and Maumelle, a little bit out of nowhere. Not to say that they weren't expected to make it. I think maybe some people were expecting some other teams to make it in front of them. But I watched Jonesboro play for just a little bit. Jonesboro held Little Rock Parkview in the first half of the semifinal game to single digits. Single digits. I believe it was 6, maybe 8 at halftime for Little Rock Parkview. And Little Rock Parkview, obviously a 5A semifinalist, so they've got something good going on over there. Of course, Coach Stoddy Thurman, he's been on here with us. They were really good this year, but Jonesboro really D'd it up. And then you've got Maumelle. I think some people thought that Sylvan Hills might make it with Nick Smith Jr., but Maumelle came out ready to play in that semifinal game. They're playing for a state title. They've made the quarterfinals and lost. Last year was the semifinals, and then they lost. And then this year, now they've taken the next step and made the finals. Beat a familiar foe that we saw in Russellville. Very good team there throughout the tournament. They are definitely a tournament-tested team, Maumelle. Finally, in Class 6A, the two teams that we all expected to be there, Little Rock Central and North Little Rock. And, of course, we got Bryson Warren. We've had him on the show. He has been phenomenal this year. Right now, rated the 32nd ranked player in the 24/7 sports rankings there, just behind Bronny James, by the way. Just an interesting note there. On the girls' side of things, and before I get there, you got Kalel Ware. North Little Rock, very talented team there. And Johnny Rice, I don't know if you saw the Twitter video. He takes his shirt off, big old barrel-chested guy. Gets in there and celebrates with his team. It's an awesome sight, man. You can see that on Twitter.
Like Eric Musselman.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't look like Eric Musselman, though. I can tell you that.
Oh, no.
Hey, and no offense, Coach Rice. I'm telling you, I wouldn't look any better. So you got that strong look going on for sure. On the girls' side of things, we've got Rural Special Norfolk kind of coming out of nowhere, playing for a state title. Again, two conference foes, same conference as the boys. They were represented. I know Viola girls were represented in the semifinals as well. So that conference is putting out some pretty good basketball on the 1A side of things. In 2A, Melbourne, some people are saying that they're the best team in the state overall. They did beat Fort Smith Northside this year, and they're taking on Salem. Mayflower girls is another team that we've seen throughout. Very, very good team there. Taking on Center Point, that's going to be a battle for sure. Harrison Farmington,
that's going to be a big one.
We called the Farmington first-round regional game, and let's just say I felt like Pottsville should have won that ball game and led the whole game. Farmington almost loses their first-round regional game and goes all the way through and wins and gets to the state finals, where they're trying to repeat as state champions. They were one of the co-state champions last year, along with Star City. They end up in the state finals again. I'll tell you one thing that Farmington does very well. They spread the floor. They shoot the three very well. They are a very, very tough matchup. In the 5A, Jonesboro and West Memphis. Jonesboro, a very good team throughout the year. West Memphis 1-11 in the league, folks. In their league, they were 1-11. Somehow came through and went on to the state finals. Got hot at the right time. You know, I'd like to know the story of that. We need to find out some on that. Did they move up a freshman? Did they do something? I don't know. But whatever it was, they got it right. They move on into the state finals. And finally, Fort Smith Northside taking on Fayetteville. Very good. That's is that a conference matchup? I can't remember if Fort Smith Northside's in the Central. I think they are. Anyway, they're close in proximity. And, Jersey Wolfenbarger,
yep,
one of the top 5 players in the whole entire country, according to the Naismith Foundation, one of the players that almost won the player of the whole year across the nation. They get a chance to take on Fayetteville, and Fayetteville rode the home crowd all the way through to the state finals.
So it's going to be some good ball games. We've been looking at these, all week long going, man, look at this matchup. Look at that matchup. Hey, wouldn't you like to go down to Hot Springs and see that one? And, we may try to do that. I know you're going to be out away, but, you can catch most of these games being, streamed online. AETN is going to have that. So we'll be able to see these games whether we can get in or not. And that's another thing that, we still have to worry about. They talk about 50% capacity allowed at some of these events, but I can tell you right now that's being exceeded. But we're not going to talk. We're not going to point any fingers.
Let's start counting on your fingers. Who knows? All right. That Morrilton game in Magnolia.
It was packed. It was packed. But and rightfully so. But when you have these state final games, if you can't make it down there, don't worry. They will be, available on AETN.
All right, so we're going to go to our first break, and when we come back, we've got Izzy Higginbottom. And Izzy, a player that signed with the Missouri Tiger lady basketball team.
We won't hold that against you, we promise.
She might be an Arkansas killer before it's all said and done. We'll see, and we'll talk to her. And then also after that, we've got Joseph Pinion talking about the Magnolia win and just the overall outlook that he's got going on with his team. Going to the state finals, also being a Razorback commitment. You don't want to miss what we've got going on here on Primetime Prep, so stay with us, and we'll be back right after this.
Your family, your most prized possession. You want to take care of them. You want to give them the very best. When choosing a pharmacy, you want someone that knows your name, understands you and your way of life. At Rose Drug, they will take care of your family just like you were their own. They will be someone that you can trust with the ones that you love the most. That's Rose Drug in Russellville.
Here, in the heart of the River Valley, is St. Mary's Regional Health System. Here is the area's most comprehensive range of medical services, along with advanced treatment options and responsive emergency care. Here is our team of more than 900 professionals who bring healthcare to life through people caring for people. And it is here where you can count on St. Mary's to always be, because to us, community matters. For more than 90 years, our investment in our community has been unmatched, and today that couldn't be stronger. St. Mary's, we're here for you.
When is the last time you had a life insurance checkup? Does your life insurance plan provide you with critical illness coverage or long-term care coverage? Contact the experts at Giroux & Associates for a life insurance checkup today. Protect your most valuable asset, yourself. Call Mike Giroux at 888-360-8611 to schedule an appointment today.
Joining us here on Primetime Preps on the Giroux & Associates hotline, we've got Izzy Higginbottom from Batesville. And she is a record setter now, as she scored 57 points in a state playoff game. Izzy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, let's get right to it. 57 points in the state playoff game. Tell us a little bit about that game and just what happened. And I mean, when you score 57 points, I feel like you kind of have an out of body experience. So is that what happened with you?
Man, it was definitely so special. Just, here at the end of the season, no one wants to go home during the playoffs, and that was my mentality, against Parkview. You can't go in overlooking any team, and I just wanted to win. So that attitude really paid off, I feel like, and I was glad that that special moment was able to happen before I went out. So I feel like I went out with a bang, I guess.
57 points is a state record for the state tournament on the girls' side. I haven't been able to check the boys' side. Have you? Do you know if it's a record on the boys' side or not?
I have no idea on the boys' side. The only reason I know about it on the girls' side is because, of course, like, the AAA had tweeted it on Twitter, and they put the list of all the women that had scored so many and that were on that list. So that's how I'll figure out about it. So I'm not sure about the boys' side.
You broke a record that it stood for like 30, 40 years, something like that.
I believe it was 37 years.
Man, that's as
crazy.
old as I am, just about. Well, that's a really awesome accomplishment, something that people will remember forever, that you did that. And you've had a great high school career. I mean, you won a state championship as a sophomore on a great Batesville team, and you guys were semifinalists last year? Is that correct?
We were semifinals, yes,
semifinalists last year, and then this year you made it to the quarterfinals. You're one of the most recognizable girls in the state of Arkansas as far as girls basketball goes. Tell us, just kind of sum up your career as a Batesville Pioneer.
It's just, I can't even put it into words. Like, my years here at Batesville, they've been nothing but blessed, and I'm just so thankful for the opportunities, the teammates that I've had, and the coaches as well. Like, I've been really blessed with the opportunity to just play my game and play and show my style of basketball. I've been blessed with a great coach who allowed me to do that throughout my years here at Batesville. So I was allowed to have a lot of fun and just play my game and make awesome memories along the way, including a state championship as a sophomore. And just it was so special being able to get that state championship and also the MVP award as a sophomore. That was also really special to me. So
You were nominated as a McDonald's All-American this year. And, I mean, you just had a really complete high school career. I assume that you'll be a Arkansas All-Star as well. You were All-State all 3 years. Is that correct?
yes, sir, that's correct.
All 3 years. And now you have signed with the University of Missouri, an SEC school. Tell us a little bit about the thought processes that went into going to Missouri.
Yes, sir, for sure. First of all, I'm just so extremely excited, and especially now, I'm even more thankful for the opportunity to play 4 more years of basketball. And it's just really special. You know, I was actually talking to my grandma today about like my commitment to Missouri and how there's just a lot. There's so many things that went into that decision, and one of them, like, I've always just wanted to play in the Power Five, and specifically the SEC. And Mizzou, they gave me that opportunity. They really was the first Power Five school to show interest and give me an offer, and they've really believed in me this far. So I believe that was the best fit for me.
What's it going to be like having to play against the home state? I mean, that's a big rivalry now. That Missouri-Arkansas rivalry is getting bigger and bigger over the years, you know?
Oh, yeah. That's exciting. That's one of the most exciting things about it, and I can't wait to come back to my home state and make some noise. So I hope there's a lot of family and people around the community that might take a drive up there to watch.
It's going to be a lot of fun, I'm sure. And, you know, used to in the men's game, it was Ole Miss. Ole Miss always came into Arkansas and took some of the better players, and then those players would go and kill Arkansas. Is that what you're going to do to Arkansas now?
Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for sure, I'll tell you that.
So Izzy, is there anybody that you just want to thank throughout your high school career for all the success you've had?
There's so many people that's been in my corner from the time I started playing basketball until now. And just first of all, I'd like to thank my mom, who has made like endless sacrifices so that I could pursue this dream of playing college basketball. And she just showed me tremendous support throughout the years. And I just want to thank my teammates and coaches throughout the years from AAU and high school basketball. My memories as a Pioneer and memories of summer ball wouldn't be possible without them. And I've really grown as a player and a person thanks to my coaches and teammates. So huge thank you to them. And then obviously so thankful to my coaches at Mizzou for taking this chance and giving me this opportunity.
Well, that's awesome. Are you going to be playing anything? What are you going to be doing between now and the time that you report to Mizzou, and when do you report to Mizzou?
I report to Mizzou June 5th. So I'm kind of resting and recovering from the high school season, and then I'm back to grinding it out between now and the time to go.
All right. Well, I know that you had told me that you had a workout between the time that we were going to talk and
yes.
So you're doing some individual stuff and that sort of thing, kind of getting ready.
I'm really working in the weight room, just getting stronger and faster, and then obviously my skill work will continue. So.
All right. Well, Izzy, we really appreciate you joining us here on Primetime Preps, and look forward to seeing what you do at Mizzou, man. That's going to be awesome. And
Thank
we might
you so much. I appreciate it.
And we might even cheer for you, except for when you play Arkansas, you know.
Thank you.
All right. That's Izzy Higginbottom of Batesville joining us here on Primetime Preps. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. I'm so excited to be rejoining halftime this Monday, March 22nd from 11 to 1 live at JJ's Grill on Dixon. We'll talk Arkansas basketball, Arkansas baseball, Arkansas football, and the second round of the NCAA tournament will be going on. Phil Elson, Matt Travis, Smackdown, and me, Ty Richardson. Take the Monday off. You're going to be recovering from this weekend anyway. Do your mouth a favor and come see us live at JJ's Grill on Dixon from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Your family, your most prized possession. You want to take care of them. You want to give them the very best. When choosing a pharmacy, you want someone that knows your name, understands you and your way of life. At Rose Drug, they will take care of your family just like you were their own. They will be someone that you can trust with the ones that you love the most. That's Rose Drug in Russellville.
Here, in the heart of the River Valley, is St. Mary's Regional Health System. Here is the area's most comprehensive range of medical services, along with advanced treatment options and responsive emergency care. Here is our team of more than 900 professionals who bring healthcare to life through people caring for people. And it is here where you can count on St. Mary's to always be, because to us, community matters. For more than 90 years, our investment in our community has been unmatched, and today that couldn't be stronger. St. Mary's, we're here for you.
When is the last time you had a life insurance checkup? Does your life insurance plan provide you with critical illness coverage or long-term care coverage? Contact the experts at Giroux & Associates for a life insurance checkup today. Protect your most valuable asset, yourself. Call Mike Giroux at 888-360-8611 to schedule an appointment today.
Joining us here on the Giroux & Associates hotline, we've got Joseph Pinion, Arkansas Razorback commitment, but right now, most importantly, state finalists in the 4A. Joseph, thanks for joining us here on Primetime Preps.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
What's it like to lead Morrilton to their first state final since 1991?
It's a great feeling. This is something that we've always wanted to do ever since I moved here in 7th grade. This is what we've always been talking about.
You know, I know the folks over at Morrilton have kind of been pointing to this year, both boys and girls. That's why they wanted to host the state tournament this year, was to, have a chance to maybe put you over the top. That home crowd, man, that was wild on Saturday, was it not? I mean, it's probably the best crowd of the year, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. It was the best crowd. I really enjoyed seeing everyone come out and support.
Yeah, it might have seemed a little past 50% capacity. That's what I saw.
It was definitely past 50%.
We won't tell nobody though, right? It was a good time. It was good to see a full gym and just an atmosphere in there. And man, what a game that you guys had versus Magnolia. A matchup that I think everybody wanted to see between yourself and Darian Ford. And here you are. You guys get down early. What was going through your mind? You got 2 fouls early, set about 5 minutes in, or without 5 minutes left in the first quarter. What was going through your mind when you guys got down? I think it was 18 points at one point.
Yes, sir. I was a little worried whenever they started making their run, but I knew we just trust the process, do what we do. I knew my guys were going to have my back and just come out and just weather the storm, and we were going to be all right.
What was Coach Zachary saying to you guys on the bench at that time?
He was just telling us, be ready. we're going to make a run soon.
And you did. You made a run there in the second quarter. You were still on the bench. Coach Zachary really played it brave, keeping you on the bench, not allowing you to get your third foul of the game, but you guys made a run. And Joseph, I really got to say about your teammates, you guys got a talented team. I mean, really, you get all of the attention, but your teammates, man, you guys really have a complete ball club there at Morrilton.
Yes, sir. We have a great team. Everyone we've been working so hard all year. We just feel like this is our moment. This is our time to shine. This is what we've been working so hard for.
So talk about some of your teammates that have been standing out this year and just kind of what they do for the team.
Brock Hendricks has been great as a move-in for us. He's came in. He's been our second scorer. Henry Cowles, he's been a fantastic move-in for us. He's been the big man dominance that we've needed that just put us over the top. Devin Foster has been playing phenomenally this whole tournament. He stayed the first round. He played amazing. He had 30 points the first game. And I was really happy to see him because he's finally showcasing what he can do, which we've always known what he can do: score, defend, do everything. Darius Allison, he really makes us go on defense. He's just like, he's everywhere on the court. He'll get some points. He'll defend the other team's best player, and he'll do a great job of it. Kevon Moore, he's been playing great. He guarded forward. He guarded the best of his ability. He really had him out of his element, in my opinion. He was getting really good stops. And, our team, there's so many more players that I can name, but, that's just the first 5 or 6 that we really had help us this year.
You guys really do have a deep bench. You guys got a big one, though. I mean, it's not over. You guys did end the 54 games win streak with Magnolia, but you guys got a tough Mills team on Saturday.
Yes, sir. We're really looking forward to that matchup. As I said earlier, we've always talked about this moment, and this is what we wanted.
Yeah, and you guys, every year, Morrilton always plays a tough schedule. I mean, you play Maumelle, you play some of the big. I think y'all played Little Rock Central this year.
Yes,
I mean, you guys play some tough competition. How does that prepare you guys for what you see in the state tournament and now into the finals?
It just really prepares us. We see that competition all year round, so it's nothing new to us whenever we get to the state tournament. We're just used to seeing this talent all the time.
6A, 5A, 4A, doesn't matter. I know that you guys play Russellville on the regular. That's the team that's won the 5A West. Like I said, you guys really have a tough non-con schedule, so that when you get into the 4A4, which in my opinion, 4A4 is a very underrated conference as far as the toughness of the basketball goes. Dardanelle, Pottsville, Subiaco. Subiaco will D you up, and they will do anything. So a lot of people don't know about the basketball that's played in the 4A4, but it's a very good league.
Yes, as you can see, we won the 4A4, but even we had some losses. So as shown, there's a pretty good conference all around.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit. Let's go back to that game a little bit there. What was it like once you kind of finally got it, that you knew there in the last minute that you guys were going to win? What was the feeling like there?
It was a great feeling, that we worked so hard for this. We had this day circled since the beginning. We wanted to play Magnolia. We wanted to play all the toughest teams. We didn't want to cakewalk to the final. So, just being able to play them and then beat them and all of the other stuff that came with it was just really fun. It was really exciting. Everyone was happy.
Are you hearing anything from folks on the Hill after that win?
Yes, sir. Coach Muss and Coach Boykins have reached out recently the day of to congratulate me on the win, even though they had their tragic loss the other day, which I think, which was good for them. They needed the loss early so they can make a run in the tournament.
What have you been seeing as far as that goes with them? I mean, the excitement has got to be there for you as a junior, and you're watching this program go from, maybe a little above average to average program to here you are now. You're a 3 seed in the NCAA tournament. What are they telling you there about the future of the Razorback program?
They're really excited to bring me in. Chance and I have been talking, the other hog recruit in 2021. We've been talking a lot. We're really excited about what's happening for the team, and just really excited to see what happens whenever I get there.
It's going to be a good time, and it just seems like Razorback basketball is kind of going in that direction. And I mean, and you're going to get a chance to be a part of that. You're going to get a chance to be a part of that resurgence there under Coach Musselman. Well, Joseph, man, we really appreciate you joining us here on Primetime Preps. And, man, we're going to be keeping up with what happens on Saturday as you guys take on Mills in the finals of the 4A state championship game.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Joseph. Joseph
No problem.
Pinion of Morrilton joining us here on Primetime Preps, and we'll be back right after this.
Your family, your most prized possession. You want to take care of them. You want to give them the very best. When choosing a pharmacy, you want someone that knows your name, understands you and your way of life. At Rose Drug, they will take care of your family just like you were their own. They will be someone that you can trust with the ones that you love the most. That's Rose Drug in Russellville.
Here, in the heart of the River Valley, is St. Mary's Regional Health System. Here is the area's most comprehensive range of medical services, along with advanced treatment options and responsive emergency care. Here is our team of more than 900 professionals who bring healthcare to life through people caring for people. And it is here where you can count on St. Mary's to always be, because to us, community matters. For more than 90 years, our investment in our community has been unmatched, and today that couldn't be stronger. St. Mary's, we're here for you.
When is the last time you had a life insurance checkup? Does your life insurance plan provide you with critical illness coverage or long-term care coverage? Contact the experts at Giroux & Associates for a life insurance checkup today. Protect your most valuable asset, yourself. Call Mike Giroux at 888-360-8611 to schedule an appointment today.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. I'm so excited to be rejoining halftime this Monday, March 22nd from 11 to 1 live at JJ's Grill on Dixon. We'll talk Arkansas basketball, Arkansas baseball, Arkansas football, and the second round of the NCAA tournament will be going on. Phil Elson, Matt Travis, SmackDown, and me, Ty Richardson. Take the Monday off. You're going to be recovering from this weekend anyway. Do your mouth a favor and come see us live at JJ's Grill on Dixon from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
We're back here on Primetime Preps, and just a beautiful spring day. Decided just to find us a good spot, just sit out and just do a little
Just
preps.
missing a couple beverages and a fishing pole.
Right. Yeah, well, we're also missing the lake, too.
If
we cast the pole right now, it's not going to catch
I can
much,
imagine right where that camera is sitting, just watching
just
my bobber
throwing
go
out
under,
there. You are a fishing guy, aren't you?
I like to.
I know you do. It's always good to just take a little time. And, it's funny with us, we are always on the go, with what we do. And, most people, some people get a chance to do this full time. We don't right now. There's possibilities of doing that in the future. But you work a job, I work a job. We do broadcasting on the side. And, this is how a lot of people do this. Nobody gets to be, or not nobody, not very many people get to be like Ty Richardson,
right.
and have all that cool hair and get a chance to be on that cool radio show with Tommy Kraft.
I'm telling you.
I
miss it when I had hair like that.
Boy, it's been a long time now.
It's been a minute, man.
For me.
I miss the feeling of the wind through your hair,
what's the sad part is I'll be 40 in June, and now I'm basically at half my life without hair. I mean, that's how long it's been. It's just a terrible thing. But my wife is good looking, so it's all good.
Whatever works,
It worked out. So, anyway.
It's a win-win.
She might be blind. I don't know. Anyway, we might need to take her to get her eyes tested out. Who knows? But anyway, it's good to be able to bring you all this. And we are bringing you one of the very last set of primetime performers. I'm sure that we'll be able to pull some from the state finals for sure.
Probably. It may be hard to find, but we will do our best to bring you some of those.
And we're going to bring those to you. But this week's primetime performers were very, very, very good ones, and we already touched on Izzy Higginbottom, where she had 57 points.
Yeah, 57 points, an 87-77 win over Little Rock Parkview, and I mean that's just an outstanding way to go right there.
And then we have Ariana Hardaway of Jonesboro taking her team into the state finals. They beat Greenwood 67-60. The Greenwood is a perennial in the 5A on that side. 25 points and 9 assists to pull out that victory.
There you go.
And then we have Carson Dillard from Farmington on the girls' side. 72-54 win over Mena.
So we just took that left side and went bottom up with it. But hey, that'll work.
Exactly. And she had 29 points in that ball game. So big time for them. And again, Farmington moves on to the state finals, and Jonesboro moves on to the state finals. Batesville doesn't, but 57 points is a state record. And, it's a primetime performance no matter what.
It is. No matter what, if it was in the state tournament or whether it was just a backyard game of pickup, that's an impressive performance.
That's right. I mean, 57 in a pickup game is big. One time I was in high school. I played a high school men's game. Not supposed to do that, by the way, and didn't know that at the time. I played in a men's league game while I was playing high school ball, and I'm out there. They bring me out there to be a scorer, so I'm out there. I'm scoring. I scored like 20 points or something like that. This one dude is out there, and he's just letting it fly. 35-footers. Dude had like 60 points on us that day. Unbelievable. All right, moving on. On the boys' side of things, we're going to go the right way here. Cameron Wallace, 30 points in a victory over Lake Hamilton, 75-65 for the Little Rock Parkview Patriots, who made it to the semifinals. They were unable to overcome Jonesboro, though. And those two teams, I mean, it seems like they either meet in the semifinals or the finals every year. We got Dylan Hopkins of White County Central, 24 points in their win over Derricks, however you want to say it. I think it depends on who you talk to. And then Tyrion King of Blyville. They made it all the way to the semifinals this year, lost to Mills. Mills is a very good team. And Blyville, that's the hump that they can't get over, is that Little Rock Mills team. 20 points in that victory, a 62-50 victory over Watson Chapel. And that rounds out our state playoff prime time performers of this week. And like I said, we'll have some in 2 weeks. We'll be back with more primetime preps. That'll be our final show for the 2020-2021 school season. It's been a lot of fun. But, we're going to go ahead and say goodbye. We do appreciate everybody that's been a part of Primetime Preps, and we're looking forward to a lot of cool stuff in the future. But as for right now, we're going to say goodbye. So for Bill, I'm Brad saying so long. We will see you next time right here on Primetime Preps.